हाँ
So
हाँ, बोलो।
I was doing my master's in Mysore University, and my roommates were all devotees of Gurudev already. And I had a friend in graduation. She used to always talk about Gurudev and tell me to do the course. But I lived almost 20 kilometers away from the college or wherever the city was. So I used to not have a way to go back after the course. So I never ended up doing it in Mangalore. And I remember I used to cut pictures of Gurudev and give it to her because she loved him so much. And I used to think, how is this girl so crazy about this man with the beard? And then when I went to Mysore, my roommates were all doing, they used to do Kriya. And I used to watch them and I used to wonder, what are they
मैसूर
doing
फॉर व्हाट?
really?
मैसूर फॉर
I
व्हाट?
did masters in psychology.
अच्छा, मास्टर्स।
And then this friend also told me it's a very nice course. You should do it in Mangalore because I know all the teachers there. Mysore, there are no good teachers. Because everywhere, I think that those days, 2008, we didn't really have local teachers like now where we have everywhere. And then one teacher just finished his TTC, Sandeep Reddy, and he came to Mysore. He's from Mysore. And we got connected because we were all in the same hostel. We used to go to do seva together. Even before the course, I was telling, we used to go to different universities. And I used to tell students, you should do this course. If they ask me what is there, I have no idea because I've not done it myself. And eventually, I did the course, the first S plus course in Mysore. And I think those are the best 6 days of a student's life. I
विच ईयर?
remember Kriya. What song?
विच ईयर?
2008.
हाँ।
And then Sudarshan Kriya, I did. And I was like, what just happened? No thoughts. That was the first time I realized no thoughts. And what made me continue on the path was the Sangha. So as soon as the course was done, we immediately started watching knowledge together. Somebody shared yesterday, right? We watched Narada Bhakti Sutra for the first time, and we were a group of, I think, 6, 7 students, all young students. And after day 12, one of them missed, and we restarted the whole thing again. So knowledge really was one thing, and we should have group sadhana every day. All these things kept me on the path. And because Mysore was very close to ashram, it was barely few hours by train. As students, we would go meet Gurudev. And I remember once telling Gurudev, after on Sunday evening, we couldn't stay for satsang because we had to go back to hostel. And I told him, we're going back. He said, don't say going back, say you're going forward. And all these small, small things that Gurudev said really stayed in the heart. And whenever we used to meet Gurudev, to make sure we always talk positive, even if it's a problem, we never used to talk in negation. And then we organized so many, almost every month we would organize a Yes Plus course, every month
इन मैसूर?
in Mysore. So we would go to different colleges, different universities, and only I think the whole masters I only did was organizing courses for teachers. And they would come from ashram. We had very nice teachers coming from ashram, Gauri Didi, Priya Subramaniam, all the S plus teachers. And any holidays, we would go to ashram, do seva with the way office, Baba Dinesh, in the old ashram. We used to see there. He used to cook for us, and weekends would be there in the ashram. We barely studied, but we managed to do extremely well. And then came back to Mangalore, and I lived in a colony. So again, no teacher, and we used to have teacher traveling from city to come, and we used to have this local phone directory for colony numbers. We used to call everybody every day when the course is announced and tell them, come, you should do this course. So we used to organize basic courses in colony. And then, though there was no volunteer training and all that, the teachers who used to come, they used to really teach us by doing themselves how to organize courses, how to take care of volunteers, how to keep your sangha strong, how to make a sangha, build a sangha, and lot of food. Everything started with food. And even our teacher in Mysore, he used to take us, he used to come to pick us in the morning for group sadhana. He used to feed us breakfast and then he used to drop us back to college. So the way he took care, it was very, very touching. I think to have a family, especially when you're not with family, is what Art of Living gave. And eventually, all of us in the group, one after the other, we became teachers. And I got into a job. I started working 9 to 5. I would work 6 to 9. I used to take courses. So life was at its best.
So when did
And
you become teacher?
in 3 years, 2008, I did course. 2011, I went for TTC. 2011,
Mm.
and after that, um, so I lived in and around Suratkal, and the closest university, the biggest university was Mysore, Manipal University. And there, no teacher again. All the teachers would come from ashram to teach, yes, plus. And when I became a teacher, it was 60 kilometers away. And there would be 100
Mm.
students waiting for one follow up every Sunday. They would do everything when all the students would come. So sincerely, they would come every Sunday, wait for the teacher because there's no other option. And my parents would be like, you're going all the way just for a follow up. I would be like, but long Sudarshan Kriya is something they always wanted. So quite some years went in taking follow up like that. And we used to also have very good courses. And a lot of students there in Manipal, they were suicidal, drug addicts. And the first time when they do Kriya, my God, it used to be really scary. Though I'm sitting on the chair, when they roll and they scream and they cry, I would be like, oh my God, Gurudev, please do something. It would be that all the time praying to Gurudev. And there would be instances where when they're doing Kriya, we'd go and bless them because they used to have such intense Kriya experiences. Crying, screaming, howling. I don't know how much more musical Kriya could be. And
Mm.
eventually moved to Bangalore and then was in a corporate job. And I used to think just another one exit, I would reach ashram because my office was closer to the ashram nice road.
Which year? Unmute
Sorry,
कर
my
लो.
it
Which
was
year?
hard. 2014, I moved to the ashram department. So I was doing seva with DSY, Dharma Sambhyojana. I was the HR there, and that also happened very organically. We organized a big course for Banuma in the city, Bangalore city. We met Gurudev, and then on the way back, I was coming and I met one of the secretariats. And he asked me, what are you doing? I said, I'm in between jobs. He said, no, 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 come, come, come. I have a job for you. And it so happened that he also wanted a HR for his project. And I was also anyway HR. And then it just, no interview, nothing. Gurudev se milke, then we got there. And that DSY, which started like, I think we were 7 or 8 of us in the room in the old ashram. Then it became the support center. We used to have one number, right, to call ashram. And then
Mm-hmm.
eventually we had different numbers for different departments. So
हाँ.
that we started. We made a
Oh.
call center kind of a system. And the best part was we had to recruit youngsters because we are all ashram devotees and we don't work like corporate jobs, payment wise, and all that. We get whatever minimum required. And the challenge used to be to have youngsters work for us. And also, there should be devotees, but most often they're not because they're all students. So we used to recruit them. First week, I used to take S plus in the office, and then they would come onto the job. So I was like, this is the best job profile where I could teach S plus and do my HR.
For DSY or for other departments also?
It was only for DSY Swamiji. Then it
Ah.
became support center. It got changed
Mm.
to support center. Now it is a company in Ashram itself, the Global Support Center, something. They have renamed it.
Mhm.
We were in that
Mhm.
old library building up the hill near the free
Mm.
school.
Mhm.
And whenever Gurudev was in India in Bangalore, he used to come at 5:36 to have a walk in the ashram to see the
Mm.
sunset. All those memories, it was very beautiful to see Gurudev every day. Didn't realize how precious it was till I moved to Netherlands. Then went
Netherlands
to
कब?
Netherlands 2019, end of 2019.
So before that you were in ashram.
Yes.
Oh, how many
In
years?
bit
5 years.
3 years, I was full time coming to the ashram. Then Laksh was born, so I was doing online from home. I used to go once in a
Mm.
while for meetings and all that.
Mhm.
But then 2019, end of 2019, we moved. Then COVID happened, lockdown happened. Then from India's art of living to going to Netherlands art of living was a big shock. It's such a big cultural shock to seeing so many people all the time in ashram and at Bangalore to seeing nobody around. Survived COVID somehow. There was one or two nice art of living teachers in Netherlands, so managed to survive, but still didn't know how to teach because the way we used to work, all this legwork, going house to house to talk, or just calling up numbers, cold call, whatever we used to do in India, nothing was going to work in Netherlands because we can't call. We don't even
Mm.
know how to approach the neighbors. Europe is a crazy place to be in when it comes to seva. So I
Mm.
used to ask my other teachers, how do you organize your courses? Because whatever we do in India is not allowed here. So how would you do
Correct.
it? And then they would say, we announce and we pray. I'm like, oh my God, that's the only thing you do. And then eventually learned that, okay, we have to really build Sangha, nothing else, no other option as teachers. And
Mm.
then still didn't figure out how to organize courses locally. Then there was this national team. And at that time, there was a board president. No, she got to know somehow. And then she called me and said, join my team. We need people to do seva. And that time,
Mm.
because COVID was the situation, everything was online. And we started off,
2020.
yeah, 2020.
So even Netherlands, everything was locked down.
Yes,
Oh.
nothing was on. I didn't meet a lot of them for quite some time in person. Everybody was on Zoom. I know everybody by Zoom. Initial few first 2 3 years, and then we used to organize the first course. I remember we organized a Sahaj course, and we were 650 people, and everybody was in shock. In Netherlands, 650 people online, but it really was magical.
650.
650 participants we had.
650. Wow.
Which never happened, which never before. But of course, because of COVID, everybody wanted to learn to do breathing and meditation. So we used to chant
Oh.
Om Namah Shivaya and we used to call. And somehow people came.
So
And then
calling, तो नंबर कहाँ से मिलता था?
we used to have intro talk participants, Swamiji, and then we used to have old database, no, who have
हाँ
attended
हाँ.
Rashi Didis. So we had a very good database. So they had 5 years. every year they would have this festival, right? Happiness festival. So Rashi Didi would come from US,
Mm-hmm.
and people, because of her book Netherlands, she is still very famous. I have participants who come to my intro talk in Netherlands after reading Rashi Didi's book.
Mm.
So in Netherlands, book if you write and if you're a hit, then that works. So we
Oh,
used to call those people, no, telling you attended Rashi Didi's master class or no some book event, and they would remember her, and then they would be open to talking. So like that, a lot of them came through her book. Most of them, in fact. So it
mm.
was a very different way of doing seva in Netherlands. And then we started with all this social media campaign. Eventually, it took over, and then that's how seva also flourished in Netherlands finally. And then, of
Finally.
course,
Mm.
and that's when I met Swamiji also.
When did
Just
we meet?
before
Last year.
Guru Purnima,
Oh,
the
okay,
first
okay.
time we had. So first we had one Swamiji. He was branded. We used to do a lot of social media, right, in Netherlands. So we had one
Uh,
Swamiji. He was called the Dutch monk and all because he was from Netherlands also. Then he went away. We had another Swamiji, Swami Divyatej, and we did a lot of branding for a year. And we are like, okay, this year we're going to organize 2025, all this. Then Gurudev comes to Berlin. He changes everything and he gives a new Swamiji to Netherlands. And we're like, oh God, again, now a new Swamiji you have to do. So all that work,
mm.
what we had done for Swami Divyatej had gone. And then again,
Ah,
so it was a very nice way to work. Different, but learn to work. And so much of his grace. Always.
और क्या गुरुदेव से कभी बात हुई ऐसे जब आश्रम में थी तब
आश्रम में
ऑफिशियली जब डीएसवाई में थे तो
we used
डीएसवाई
to
को
meet. We used to
हाँ
meet Swamiji. Devanga used to take us for darshan and to discuss project, no?
हाँ
He
हाँ
would only say good, 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 good. I don't remember him really saying anything specific like that. But I wanted to share when I used to take when I was taking the first yes plus for the ashram team who were
हम्म
working with us. All so if you know there is a university right behind, no, MBA college near the ashram.
हम्म हम्म
So we were recruiting from there, and we had a team of I think 25 or 26 students, the final year MBA students,
हम्म
and they were all doing the yes plus. And after quite some time, I was teaching again because when I moved to Bangalore, again I was not teaching, I was organizing. And I remember, and because we have done so much of yes plus, never had to read and go. Only Sudarshan Kriya notes we would read as teachers, and then we would sit in the course. Points and all that never bothered to read. Games, because
हम्म
it was so much at the back of our heads. But I was like, oh my God, it's so many days since I did um, forget the
लास्ट
name of the
कोर्स
process
हाँ
also. This we move
अच्छा
in different directions. No, what is that process also? I forgot.
Bowing down.
गोइंग डाउन
Bowing down. Yeah. And I was like, it's so many days. I don't remember. I don't have manual also. And finally, when I think they were doing Yog Nidra, they got up and then they were ready. In my head, I was like, okay, direction of the east, and I had this in my mind. And I'm talking, and what I had in my mind, that didn't come out. What had to come out came out. And I was also stunned in the chair that what I had thought, what I had recollected, and what came out from my mouth are totally different things. And I'm like, oh my God, this is only Gurudev who is teaching the course. Even if you put your head so much, it doesn't happen. So, like that, very early in my teaching years, I realized when at least I was sitting on the chair, definitely she goes away. She comes.
हम्म
And another incident was when we there were some courses which we also organized in their own campus because they wanted initially. And there was this boy. He was only 20 or 21. And again, there were 25 kids who were doing the S plus. And we had this physical medical forms.
Hmm.
And I was sitting and I was picking each form. And one particular boy, I don't know, it just happened. They asked, you didn't mention about your blood pressure. And he looked at me and said, how did you know? I didn't want to tell it. I said, I don't know, but you write it now. So all these small, small things uh, really deepen that faith that when you're teaching, when you're doing his work, he really, really takes care.
Hmm.
And when we asked that we want to move to Dubai, also from Netherlands, and he said, "Okay, if your option is good, you go." I was very happy, and then the war situation happened, and then I was thinking, is it the best thing? But then again, a lot of magic happened, and you know it's Swamiji.
Hmm.
That's about my journey.
वो तो ठीक है, पर गुरुदेव से इतना लगाव क्यों है? वाई यू आर सो फॉन्ड ऑफ गुरुदेव? एनीथिंग कैन यू थिंक पार्टिकुलर? कुछ ऐसे आता है दिमाग में? क्यों गुरुदेव इतने अच्छे लगते हैं?
Initially, actually, when I saw Gurudev's photo in the course, and I used to be like, no, I'm not going to be a fan of him like all my teachers are. A lot of ego. When I fell in love with him, even I don't know. It just happened.
Hmm. But nothing specific reason. It just happened.
Maybe I was not so aware also to understand. It's just that
Hmm.
his love. And yeah, he takes care, no? The way he takes care, I didn't need a reason, maybe.
Hmm.
And
But how? What do you mean by he takes care? That feeling of गुरुदेव ध्यान रखते हैं, ये फीलिंग, ये जो भाव आता है, ये कहाँ से आता है?
I don't experience, I mean, in life, whatever ups and downs, it's not like after Art of Living, I didn't see challenges. Like I'm sure
हम्म.
all of us have had our own piece of wars at home.
हम्म.
For him, for to go to him and ask a small or a big thing also didn't matter. He was always there when I needed.
हम्म.
Be it when I had to ask him whether I should marry my friend whom I thought I should marry, or
हम्म.
it was about a
So
particular profile or
you
work.
you asked Gurudev. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
we both went. Nishant and me, we went because there was a lot of resistance from Nishant's family.
तो गुरुदेव ने
And
क्या
I
बोला
said,
फिर?
so the first time when we went, he knew already. When we both went and said, I told him, Gurudev, his family is not okay with the whole marriage thing. So he said, you wait. And
हम्म.
then now his wait means God knows what it really means. Because those
हम्म.
days, whatever he says will be interpreted in thousand other things. Then in the darshan line, he went forward and came back to me and said, "Just wait." And then uh, in Nishant's family, there was another love marriage which happened, which was never expected, the first one. And then
हम्म.
his parents eventually came. And I was doing my Guru Puja phase one in VM, and my father-in-law calls me on the last day, and he said, "We have agreed for the marriage." And what? So in the course, all these things just happened. So that's why I feel he's always there taking care.
हम्म.
There was no need to think why, at least with Gurudev. Never there was a reason to think why. But I can say one thing is for the first 8 years, till Laksh was born, my first son, I don't think I missed a single day of my sadhana. So that maybe was one of the reasons I stayed on the path also. After,
Hmm.
yeah. So sadhana was something which was very, very strong for me. Padma sadhana and kriya and meditation. These three things.
अच्छा, both पद साधना and क्रिया. Okay.
Hmm.
वाह, बढ़िया. तो आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग में इतना जो बदलाव देखा, उसको देख के क्या लगता है? पहले बहुत छोटा था ना ओल्ड आश्रम,
हाँ.
लोग आते थे बहुत, आते थे लेकिन कम लगते थे. अब बहुत बड़ा हो गया, तो अभी कैसा लगता है?
I used to always think, Swamiji, if somebody is saying no to course, less people to meet Gurudev.
फिर से बोलो.
That's whenever we used to talk to people for course
हाँ.
and somebody says no,
हाँ.
in the mind I would be like, if they say yes, they have good karma to come to the path. If they say no, good, one person less to meet Gurudev. Because then I also want to meet Gurudev. Otherwise, that's such a big crowd. But
ओके.
uh, we meet him.
और आश्रम के बारे में कुछ बताओ.
Ashram, Ashram teaches a lot
तुम
of
जब आश्रम में रहती थी तो कहाँ रहती थी?
because I was already married, no? I used to stay in Shobha, which is close to the ashram.
ओह अच्छा, ओके. यू नेवर
I
स्टेड
moved
इन
to
आश्रम.
Shobha. No, no. Shilu and Chetan
हाँ
have
हाँ.
stayed as family,
हाँ
but
हाँ.
not me.
ओके ओके. ओके. तो
So, because
आश्रम
Nishant
के
also
बारे में.
had to work.
हम्म. तो आश्रम के बारे में कुछ बताओ. बताओ बताओ, आश्रम के बारे में कुछ बताओ.
Ashram, initially, when I had this concept, everybody does group sadhana at 6 o'clock, everybody is in knowledge, everybody is enlightened in ashram. And when we used to interact with one person there, I understood why Gurudev called ashram. Everybody in Art of Living is a zoo. It was one of the toughest places to work,
ओह.
especially with when we're working in the ashram. What happens is, at least for us, what happened was you don't have like money like in corporate that you'll have a budget.
हम्म.
You can
करेक्ट.
recruit people, you can give them good salaries. So you'll not have a budget. You'll not have money for recruitment like advertising. You'll not have money for anything literally. And you have to get them for the most basic pay. And you have to get the
हम्म.
best resource.
हम्म.
So it was like proper polishing, ragrafying. And I had a Guju boss. Devang Bhaiya was, he is
देवांग,
a
हाँ.
Guju boss. He only understands numbers, he only will speak numbers. And HR, if you see, it's all about, at least in the previous work experiences, it used to be about all this organizational charts and big words, all this. But the moment I reached Ashram, it was numbers. You're recruiting somebody, why? And what is the ROI I'll get out of this person? I'm like, oh God, where did I get onto numbers in HR? So I learned to deal with numbers in HR, which was never the thing. So skills really came up. Learned to do a lot of new things, which I would not learn in any corporate, I think. And emotional stability also may be something that I learned there.
हाँ. ओके.
At least if something is there.
हाँ
Because
हाँ.
so much of politics happens everywhere, including in your own office. Everybody wants to spend time with Gurudev, wants to be in his good books, all that. So much of politics also. So it's literally
हम्म.
like a drama also is going on simultaneously.
ट्रू ट्रू.
But lot of fun, lot of fun. So the toughest thing, not even leaving parents after marriage, it was I think leaving Bangalore ashram after marriage to go to Netherlands was the most difficult phase of my life. To seeing
अभी भी.
Gurudev in every Rudra Puja and Devi Puja.
हाँ. तो रुद्र पूजा वगैरह जाने में परमिशन मिल जाता था?
I was HR, no? So what used to happen? Devanga used to say, "You choose who will go for the puja." I'm like, oh God. Even in that, there would be so many things.
हाँ, ऑफ कोर्स।
Yeah. So not all would get a chance to go. And there also they would be like, oh, you're not giving us the chance. All those who are nice to Srividya will get to go in the department. So all these
हम्म।
things used to happen.
और आश्रम में जब, तो खाने के लिए किचन जाना पड़ता था, किचन से खाना आता था?
Kitchen, we would get food. Um, that there used to be one vehicle, no, Swamiji. It gets food for all of us in that big vessels.
हाँ,
So we
ऑफिस
used
में
to
ही
have.
फिर सबका खाना रहता था?
Hmm,
ओह।
yeah, we used to get food
अच्छा,
also from.
तो नए नए जो बच्चे आते थे उनको आश्रम का खाना अच्छा लगता था?
Initially, it would be okay, but then we had a canteen. Boss is Gujju, right? Food would also be there.
अच्छा। हाँ, क्योंकि यंग जनरेशन को चेंज चाहिए होता है ना, उसको तो
Yes.
चलता नहीं। और सत्संग में सबका जाना, सबको जाना शाम था तो अलाउड रहता था?
Yeah. We used to, that's what. There would be two categories, one who are treated like employees, one who are treated like devotees. But this is such
अच्छा।
a great scale that it is very,
हाँ।
very tricky, even that. Because then,
ओ।
like, we didn't have Saturdays and Sundays like devotees, like teachers and volunteers who
हाँ।
are like in love with Gurudev. You don't have chutti. You have to be there Saturday, Sunday, festival, anytime. When there's work, there's work. So Devangbai would be always preparing that you are available for Gurudev 24 bar 7. That is what I learned in ashram. Being available. Doesn't matter what seva. You're there, that is enough. He will do his work through you. That's what he taught me.
ओ, तो नए जो बच्चे लोग आए उनका कोर्स किया, आने के बाद कोर्स किया या कॉलेज में कोर्स करने के बाद लेके आए, तो उनका एटीट्यूड गुरुदेव के को लेके कैसा रहा, उनका फीलिंग
So
कैसा
out
रहता
of
था?
the 25 na Swamiji, there would be at least 5, 6 who would be so moved by the course. They would become
हम्म।
devotees.
हम्म।
But there would be the rest who are just coming because they know it's a temporary thing. Because we had this temporary arrangement that they will come in the second half. They'll do like an paid internship. So they know they're going. But there were
अच्छा
some
अच्छा।
who stayed back, who became leads, who worked with us for a couple more years. So there were some who became devotees also. Very good devotees.
अभी है उसमें से कोई?
Not in touch really. पता नहीं.
हम्म। और पुराने लोगों में से कोई टच में है?
Ashram.
हाँ।
One friend is here in Dubai. She and her husband. They're teachers now full
हाँ।
time.
अच्छा
So they
अच्छा।
are there. There's one more teacher. She was our pseudo HOD. Now she is in VVKI. She is also working still. And
तो अभी तो जाने पे चारों तरफ नए चेहरे दिखते होंगे, न्यू फेसेस एवरीवेयर
the funny
आश्रम में।
part is, I will not tell the name, but there was this teacher from Himachal, and I used to be like behind him because he never would work. And now he is taking care of. I see him with Gurudev all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it is the same person who was with me. And I used to have so much trouble getting things done from him. And now he is there all the time doing everything.
ओ, कितने साल पहले की बात हो गई है?
2014, 15, 16.
हाँ, मतलब 10 साल हो गए।
10 years.
हम्म।
I don't know where it is.
हम्म। नाइस, और कुछ याद आता है? हाँ।
Just that as teachers, I think learning to take care of people around you is the most important. That's what I learned, Swamiji. All these years, that matters the most. That is my
हम्म.
biggest takeaway. Being there for people.
ओके. वेरी नाइस. वॉलेंटियर और टीचर बनने में, ये जो वॉलेंटियरिंग वाली लाइफ थी और टीचर वाली लाइफ, उसमें क्या डिफरेंस दिखा?
In when we used to volunteer, no, Swamiji, we had this guidance from the teacher, right? So it was
हम्म.
didn't have to think so much. But when I became a teacher, then had to become more skillful, had to know how to bring to people together. That sense of
हम्म.
responsibility comes. Volunteering is just
अच्छा,
fun,
हाँ.
total fun. Mama, eat, do seva, have fun. Mama, I want this tape, not that tape.
हाँ, हाँ. और ये एक तो सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी वाली बात. हे श्रेयांश, लेट मी टॉक टू मामा प्लीज.
Fine.
ओके, थैंक यू. हाँ.
Welcome.
तो एक तो डिफरेंस ये हुआ कि सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बहुत बढ़ गई, जिम्मेदारी की भावना. और कुछ, एनीथिंग एल्स?
And also that the doership also went away as I became a teacher. I knew it was
हम्म.
not me, especially while teaching the course. It was so his presence was so palpable. It was
हम्म.
undeniable that even in follow-ups, Swamiji, I can feel he is there. There's no other there's no other way of denying it. His presence. I don't know how he does it, but he comes. That much I know.
तो जिनको इंग्लिश उतना नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, श्रीविद्या का कहना है कि गुरुदेव का प्रेजेंस कोर्स में भी और फॉलोअप में भी महसूस होता था. भाई, आप लोग तो बड़े लकी हैं. और किसको किसको महसूस होता है? सोनी, रेखा, और कौन है? और किसी को? हाँ, काका को भी. अच्छा, प्रवीण जी को भी. यार, सब लोग स्पेशल ही है क्या? मेरे को ही नहीं महसूस होता क्या? ऐसा है क्या? हम्म. ये तो बहुत बढ़िया है.
आप में महसूस होता है स्वामी जी, इसलिए आपको कैसे महसूस होगा?
वाह वाह, क्या मतलब, सीधे सबसे ऊपर वाले झाड़ पे ही बिठाया, हाँ?
सच बोला पर झूठ नहीं।
हाँ. और किसी को कुछ पूछना है श्रीविद्या से? राहुल सुन रहा है ना? हाँ. और क्या? अभी, अब कैसा लगता है? जैसे अब तो धीरे धीरे यूरोप आने के बाद कोर्सेज भी बहुत कम हो गए, संगा वैसा नहीं रहा. तो फिर कैसा लगता है? वैसा है कि वापस जाने का मन करता है, वह फिर से वही
Ashram,
आश्रम?
any day ashram,
हम्म.
any day. But it may be the case that Laksh was born, so suddenly a lot of seva got, I mean, it stopped.
हम्म.
My regular seva stopped because Laksh was very small, my first son. I used to feel very frustrated that I couldn't go to the ashram, I couldn't do seva, I couldn't teach. And I
Hmm.
was so angry with Gurudev. I told him, what is the whole point? I'm staying right next to ashram. I can't even come. And that prayer, I thought he heard too much and he sent me so far to Netherlands. But going
Hmm.
far, and Laksh also grew up, of course, he started going to school. So I had more time. So much seva happened in the last 6 years. It took 6 years
नीदरलैंड
to
में छह
figure out.
साल रह गए.
Huh,
Oh, 6 years.
yes. And when my second one was born, it was completely opposite because since I never took a break for Shriyansh. Seva continued, sadhana continued, everything continued because I learned
एक्सपीरियंस हो गया हाँ.
from.
ओके
So I
ओके.
knew if I don't do seva, I will go crazy. So I continued doing seva and it was online. So it was very, very convenient. Teaching was also happening online. Even if it was small courses, something, it was still happening. And organizing was happening much more than teaching. So now when I came to Dubai, I feel now I'll start teaching more than organizing. So with
हाँ
that,
ओके.
uh, yeah, that is the biggest difference is what I feel right now from Netherlands. So much to organize. Of course, I used to teach in Fontes, the yes, Sky Campus, but that would be like once in 3 months, like that.
हम्म.
Maybe here,
एक
more
पूरा सर्कल बन जाएगा ऐसा. बन गया.
time to teach, maybe.
ऑर्गेनाइजिंग से स्टार्ट किया, फिर टीचिंग में गया, फिर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग अधिक, फिर अब टीचिंग. हाँ.
Yes.
अच्छा है. दोनों में ज्यादा अच्छा क्या लगता है, या दोनों अच्छा लगता है, ऐसा कुछ है क्या?
Both, Swamiji.
हम्म.
Though, when I used to organize courses for you and for one more co-teacher, I would be like, I wish I also could teach. When I used to come for the course and sit, no, I used to feel, oh, I wish I could also teach. That desire used to be there when I would sit
हम्म.
in the audience and I like, so many days since I taught, or it happened for me, something like that.
एज ए टीचर क्या अच्छा लगता है, सबसे ज्यादा क्या अच्छा लगता था?
As a teacher, when people have these experiences, no, I remember
हम्म.
in one of the Sky course, there was this student from Ukraine. That time, this Russia-Ukraine war was happening.
हम्म.
And even now it is going on, but that time it was really bad. They couldn't even visit home, something like that. Or they would get stuck 6 to 7 hours on the road because of
हाँ
this
हाँ.
border issues. So we have the session about parents, right?
हम्म.
The way it flows about parents, that girl was crying in the course, and she's like, "You're making me cry, stop it." So when people
अच्छा.
have such experiences, I feel, oh my God, what Gurudev does, you know?
हम्म.
Their experiences are so genuine that you feel, oh my God, on the chair. On the chair only, I'll be like stunned.
हम्म.
That kind of experience.
सेवा, साधना, सत्संग, नॉलेज, इसमें स्टार्टिंग में क्या ज्यादा अच्छा लगता था, फिर चेंज हुआ कुछ, अभी क्या है?
Even before Gurudev came in life, because I was a psychology student, no, Swamiji, I used to
हम्म.
read about Brian Weiss books.
हम्म.
And I would always think, I don't have a guru or a guide in life. And I wanted some kind of a sadhana. Though I didn't know the word sadhana, I remember in college days or school days, I used to think, I wish I knew what to do in life.
अच्छा.
Huh. So I was in search of sadhana, I feel.
बट
And then
स्टार्टिंग हुआ सेवा से.
that was for fun. No, we used to go around telling
हाँ
people, come do sky. Yes, it started with seva, but for me, sadhana was the most, I fell in love with sadhana.
हाँ हाँ.
I want this tape.
अच्छा. एक श्री विद्या से। हाँ, तुमने ये तो नहीं बताया। स्टार्ट हुआ पथ सेवा से, साधना की तलाश थी, तो सेवा भी है, साधना भी है, और नॉलेज। नॉलेज भी अच्छा लगता है।
हाँ,
हम्म।
but eventually knowledge took a backseat, Swamiji. It was
हम्म।
again with you only started sitting in knowledge sessions. I think till I became a teacher, somehow or the other knowledge would continue. As in Ashtavakra happened, everything happened, whatever was
हम्म।
required.
हम्म।
After I became a teacher, knowledge ka we used to sit together and watch. But
Shreyans, just wait a minute, please. Little bit more.
I will check
Okay.
in.
Thank you. Huh? You're saying something.
So after TTC, we used to sit in knowledge sessions with one of our mentors, but not really so regular like now.
Hmm.
So I used to run away from Yoga Shishta especially.
Hmm.
And it was only in your sessions that I could sit and think of it.
चलो, वेरी नाइस। अब श्रेयांश पे थोड़ा ध्यान दे दो, बहुत समय से वो। यस श्रेयांश, नाउ यू कैन टेक योर मम्मा बैक। किसी और को कुछ बोलना या पूछना है? मंडे तक सेशन नहीं होगा हमारा, ठीक है? मंडे के बाद का पता चलेगा मुझे, तब बताऊंगा, ठीक है? और कोई कुछ बोल रहा है? नहीं?